Talking with Topher, episode 4. Want to let everybody know out there that I thank you very much for tuning in, liking, and subscribing to my videos. So, been really tired of all the corona talk and quarantines driving all of us crazy right now. So, I figured I'd tell a story that happened to me back, I want to say this was 97, 98, so I was about 17, 18. I was supposed to be going to my dad's Saturday morning to fix the water pump in my 1987 Chevy Cavalier. So the night before, which was a Friday night, started my day of school, got out of school, went home. Don't really remember what I did, but then I had to go to work. Work started at 6, got out at 2. So we would clean up the shop, or Wendy's. We clean up the restaurant, and then only drive-through would be open. And once that closed, we got to close down the actual stoves and fryer-laters and all that other stuff. My boss at the time saw that we were doing a really good job. We asked the person to buy us alcohol, and they did. My friend at the time was in charge. He was the manager under the store manager. He was the assistant, and I was the line worker. And so, in hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea for the business, but it worked for us. So when she was out getting us beer, we were smoking some joints, and then we went back into the shop and we cleaned up the rest of it, and by the time she got back, it was all done. We locked up shop, had a couple beers outside, and then drove home, and then I got home where I was living at the time, and I decided to stay up and play video games and drink some more beers and smoke some more and not get any sleep whatsoever. So now I've been smoking all night, drinking all night, and playing video games. So I'm not rested at all. Got to be at my dad's 6 o'clock in the morning. So 6 o'clock rolls around. I put all my stuff together, get in the car, and leave for my dad's. As I'm heading to my parents' house, I am coming down one of the main roads that is approximately 3 or 4 miles away from my parents' house. And I fall asleep behind the wheel. Yep. So, and when I fall asleep, I drift to the left side of the road. At the time, I think it was like January, February, so there's still snow on the ground. Roads have been plowed, cleared, but snowbanks up on the sides of the road from the plows. So I drift across the street and hit one of the snowbanks. My car pops up, and then the next thing I know, kind of woke me up, but I was still heading forward. I straightened the wheels so I would stop going off the road, and I straightened myself out to go directly into a tree. So I hit the tree, smashed my face off the steering wheel, lifted my head up real quick, and saw my nose gushing blood, watched the tree drop to the ground, and then I crawled out of the vehicle, turned around, got upset with the car, and then realized that it started smoking. So at that point, I crawled back into the car and I shut it off, and I got out of the car again. Now I'm standing in the road, And next thing I know, ambulances, police, they're all showing up. They ask me to lay down on the ground. And as soon as I lay down on the ground, they get the neck brace on me. They start preparing me for the stretcher, which made no sense to me because I was already standing. And then they cut my favorite jacket at the time off my body instead of just unzipping it. I was very upset. It was a starter jacket with a Miami symbol on it. But at the time, those jackets meant a lot. So it was very sad. Let's see. They put me in the ambulance, brought me to the hospital. I can't, at this moment in time, looking back at it, I don't think I was actually thinking this the time that it happened. I was probably just thinking about my jacket, honestly. But as of now, I really can't imagine what my parents were going through when this was all happening, because I'm sure when they got that phone call saying I was in the hospital that they were excuse me they were not very happy people, but at the same time, I'm sure they were very worried about my well-being. Now, some of the bad things about this is that, so I totaled the car. I put a lot of time and effort into that thing. It was my very first car. I spray painted it blue. It was just, the world to me at the time, and now it's gone, and I have to finish paying for that because my parents put up the money, and I was supposed to pay it back with the job, and now I've lost the job because I've lost my vehicle. Back in '98, there was no Ubers or any way to get your butt to where it needed to be unless somebody could drive you there, and most of the time both parents are working, so you had to get yourself to your own place of business. In that, and I believe I just scared my parents to death, having them sit out there in the waiting room worrying about whether or not I was alive or not before they found out what happened. And I'm not sure how it happened, but I had no charges, no DUEs. So in this one story of many, there was no repercussions from the law for this one, except for an extremely hefty ambulance bill and doctor bill, which luckily at the time did fall under my parents' insurance. So for me, I didn't really see too much of that, but I did have to pay my parents back for the car. I did have to buy my own car after that, and then I had to get my own insurance. They were like, we're cutting you off. You can't be under our insurance anymore. So all those things happened, and, I felt bad, but this is, like I said, one story out of, I don't know, maybe I'll keep count, sorry. But so now I've lost the job, I've lost this, I have to buy a new car, I have to do all these things, and no transportation to do it. So it's just one of the many things and reasons why I should have probably looked and said, hey, drinking's kind of interrupting your life. You crashed a car, you fell asleep behind the wheel, numerous amounts of things just in that one little scenario. And no, but when you're younger and you're full of all that energy, you're blind to that 100%. So I never really had any worries when I was younger. my parents made it so that me and my sister did not have to worry about not having something, probably making things a little too easy at times, but I definitely took advantage of that. And nowadays I look at it and I'm like, man, should have been a little different, but I just, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the things that I've done in my past. Whether I'm happy about them or not, they are my past. As a 40-year-old man, I just really realize what family means, and I'm just very glad that I have all of them in my life still. But yeah, even if you're not drinking at the time that something goes wrong, it could have been the night before, which you were drinking, so therefore the actual facts, I believe, are you were drinking, it caused you not to get sleep, and that caused the accident. So even though I wasn't drinking the time of the accident, the drinking still caused my accident. And my poor choices, of course. Playing video games and staying up all night is a very poor choice. Gotta get some rest. But, I wouldn't listen to any of those things. I wouldn't listen to anybody. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I wanted to stay up all night and I wanted to drink. And really couldn't tell me any different when I was much younger. So figured I'd share that with you. It's just one of those things that I have gone through in the past. It's led me to learn not to. No, I don't know if it really. I learned from it later. Unfortunately, I didn't learn from it then, and I think that's the problem. Is that I kind of wish that I could have seen that earlier. But like I said, this is only one of many stories. So it took me a long time to figure it out. But if anybody else is out there and, they're having troubles with stuff, I know that hearing somebody else's stories and troubles can help someone else keep from possibly drinking if they hear that story. So I figure I share it, and I think I'm going to do that a few times here and there, share some stories with you. Talking with Topher here. Wanted to let you know about this great place, New Hampshire Vape Gallery. They're located 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, right in between Home Depot and Smoke Rings. If you're looking to get off of cigarettes, the staff is more than happy to work with you. Great people, always make you feel like you're at home. If you are an existing vapor and you want to get new supplies, they have mods, kits, tanks, and all coils in stock. Their juice selection is one of the biggest ones on the East Coast. And again, this is New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire. Phone number 603-814-4171. You can also find them on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. If you just go to the app, go to the search bar, and type in NHVG, like, follow, and back to the show. As for the week, has been going pretty well. Still nothing going on, but still running every day, except for when it rains. I tried running in the rain, and it was, really hard for me. I have a collapsed nasal passage, and I only breathe out of one nostril, so running in the rain was very uncomfortable. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to only run when it's dry out, but still keeping up with it. Friday was 2 weeks. We had like 2 days of rain, but make up with those with indoor exercising and a lot of hip movement. So I hope other people are trying new things out there, keeping themselves healthy. Mother's Day is coming up, so hope everybody out there enjoys that. I may put up a couple more podcasts this week. I know this one's coming out late. I'm watching Ozark, and that is a really good show. That's about all I can say about it, because we just finished season 1, started season 2, and I am hooked right now. Loving it. So if you got some extra time that you want to check out a show, I recommend that one. It's pretty good. Let's see. Lately, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about people getting life insurance policies, and I've heard on a podcast about writing down your letter that you would leave to everybody when you passed to help you deal with those thoughts inside your head and try to relieve that stress of passing from here. I found that to be interesting, so I dove into it a little bit, and I found that I have a lot of things that I guess I'm kind of sorry for, and I definitely realized I do not want to be embalmed and put in the ground. I'm not sure what that means, but I just think it's kind of weird to, fill up a body with fluid and sit there and have everybody hover around. Kind of freaks me out. I've never been one for the open casket type of situation, but writing the letter, I realized that there was a lot of people in my life that are still in my life and that I'm just super grateful for, and I owe so much to. And I don't know why, but I just kind of went down this rabbit hole and started looking up cremations and jars, and it's not as expensive as I thought. There is a lot of different ways to leave this world. I don't know if you've seen or heard about this, but you can actually get a material that you wrap yourself in, some type of cloth or something, and they don't embalm you, they wrap you up in it, and they actually bury you in the dirt, and you actually get to decompose with the earth. And I found that to be extremely interesting because I did not know it existed. So had to watch some videos on that. I just went down some weird rabbit hole, trying to figure out what I wanted to say to people when I pass, and then thinking about what my wife would have to do with my body after, and to process all that was kind of cleansing in a sense, because I had to face my own mortality, which was I guess it's a little tough. I mean, accepting the fact that one day I won't be here anymore is tough, so I just think that it's a difficult thing to do, because it's the one thing in the world we all don't want to accept, that we're not going to be here one day. I just don't know if, I don't know if, I'm not sure what I know. I might not know anything. Just kind of rambling. It's late at night. Wanted to put my story out there, and want to give another shout out to Bill, his podcast, thearcadebros.com. They can check him out, www.thearcadebros.com. So give them a thumbs up and a like, and check out their podcast. If you enjoy video games, it's pretty good. Definitely check it out. I enjoyed it, and I just wanted to thank him for the microphone again. Other than that, I just wanted to touch on, see how everybody's doing. With me lately, my jiu-jitsu seems to be getting a little bit better. I've noticed that being home and working on my training has helped me put together, I guess, more of my game, which has been great, because going to class is amazing, and being on the mats is just one of the best places ever. I just can't get enough of it, miss it so much. But one of the things I was having trouble with when I was on the mats was putting together a game. I felt incomplete when I would try to accomplish specific moves, or I would do them backwards. And I have to say, having a lot of this time at home has allowed me to really kind of put some stuff in perspective, get certain moves down to the point where I'm not doing them backwards anymore, and making me feel a little bit more confident in my jiu-jitsu game. So, again, I'd like to just thank everybody at PMA for all the Zoom training that they've been putting together, spending all that time and effort into those. They have been helping tremendously for me, and all the in-house workouts have been great for keeping up cardio, and just it's nice to see everybody, even if it's only on a screen. The contact is still great, and the love is strong. So I don't know, it's been very interesting to do it by myself and have certain things kind of click, like a light bulb came on, and I'm like, I understand this now. Or you're watching it in the video and I see something that I didn't see in class, even though they show us this stuff in class. And for me, it's been a great learning experience to further myself, to work my kinks out. And I'm just really excited that, hopefully, well, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling right now. Sorry, a little tired. But I really feel like I've put a few items together that will help me in the long run, and it's just been great to put that together, because I felt like it was something. It's not that I wasn't getting it in class, it's just that for some reason the doing it in class, learning the movement in class, and then going into a full randori, which is when you actually roll with somebody else at full speed and strength. And I would lose a lot of that class after doing that, and doing classes, practicing the movements and the techniques and stuff like that has really helped me fill in those empty gaps. And I feel like now Randori is going to be even more fun, because you can get something put together and move from A to B to C to tap. And I've just been working on that a lot, and I think just like the in-home classes and stuff, and working by myself and figuring out how I move and how I work has really helped me link some of my pieces together to make things better. So even though all of this is negative, just remember that there is still positive things happening. And just like any time, we're always going to have negative times, we're always going to have positive times. But just remember to enjoy the time that you have with everybody. And yeah, just work on yourself, improve, and just keep moving forward. Because no matter what, time doesn't stop, and there's nothing really else we can do except for keep moving forward. Because a lot of us have wished that time would stop, and it won't. So, good or bad, it's gonna keep moving forward, and hope everybody stays healthy, has a great week, and I'll talk to you next time. This is Talking with Topher. Talk to you later.